What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea.
EA Sports is proud to present PGA Tour coverage. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Novelo. Frank, we've arrived at one of the more unusual golf courses in the United States. We're in the state of Washington, Chambers Bay. What's it all about?
Well, apart from the scenery, Rich, which is magnificent, this is a walking golf course, so it's a chance to get out game to match.
It's a links golf course. We think of links golf. We think of the home of golf in Scotland. Here we're in the northwest part of the United States, though.
Yeah, but Scotland's, well, it's transferred a little piece of land all the way across the Atlantic. Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my idol.
Well, it looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Jordan Spieth ready for his second shot. Frank, when we look at the FedEx Cup playoffs, what was the significance of Jordan Spieth's win at the Tour Championship at East Lake?
It was just simply the exclamation mark on a fantastic season. He started the playoffs in what looked like dismal form, but when you go back and realize he changed equipment at the start, he was trying to retool for 2016. Once he realized it was perhaps a little bit in jeopardy, he just simply went back to his old tools, ramped it up a notch, and at East Lake he was faultless. He was the guy that had already won 4 times, 2 major championships at the tender age of 22, but more importantly, he was merely the best player in the world.
And it really was one of the great putting seasons we've seen, certainly since Tiger Woods was in his heyday. Good swing, good shot yet again. On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Third shot for Jordan Spieth. This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. Frank, that's disappointing. You like to get out of the gates with a par.
Yeah, this is where a convenient memory would certainly help.
One of the game's most electric performers, Rickie Fowler, now over this birdie putt. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
+1 in the early going. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Now to the second hole here at Chambers Bay, and Frank, it is not overly long. Where's the trouble here?
Well, 281 yards really to the big long bunker that goes all the way to the green. So as long as you can avoid that, you don't have to hit driver down here, just something that's going to be a little short of that. You're still only going to have 100 yards really, or just over 100 yards in for your second shot. A really good chance too to get off to a good start.
This is when the game is fun, Frank, when you get one high in the air and you have a down breeze and you just watch it stays in the air forever.
Yeah, the hang time on that. Rich, when you think about it, this course is built for you. You know, you've got a hole called Cape Fear, right? And then there's one called Beached, and then you follow up there with Derailed. This one says Rich Lerner.
Nothing like positive thinking when you step onto a tee. I'm beached, I'm derailed, and I'm in a complete free fall in the middle of my round.
Let's go play.
Jordan Spieth now on the approach shot. seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. So on the putting surface and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Frank, what's the best way to access the hole location on this second shot here at the second hole at Chambers Bay?
Well, Rich, it's really set up with a drive. If you can drive it down the right side, you get a better view. Plus, you can avoid that ridge that's in the middle of the green on the left side. If you're coming in from the left side, that bunker on the right, now you realize why they put that there. Because when you've got a skirt to the right of that ridge, that second shot becomes a little more difficult.
Getting set now over the putt. That is a phenomenal roll, Frank.
From downtown.
Birdie chance now for Jordan Spieth. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Clean this up with a tap. At +2 already. At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners. Well, if you can call them corners, more like ragtails, but beautiful par 3.
This one has a chance to be close. That will be a great look at birdie. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. "19 feet away." So the short miss, and those are painful. Locked in on the read and the speed. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
So, 2 over early. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. -1. Frank, standing here on the 4th tee at Chambers Bay, you can see what this golf course is all about with those dunes on the left and all that sand down on the right. A lot of trouble here.
Yeah, first hole, Rich, really that bends to the right, but if anything, you want to keep the tee shot down the left side. It's going to give you a better angle to the green. And unlike the 2 previous holes, this fairway slopes to the other direction, to the right.
Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot, he is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Frank, do you go for the green in 2 here at the 4th?
Yeah, those bunkers down the right, I think there's a 50-50 chance you're going to finish up in there, and that's not a problem. And that's why you realize you've got to have good short games. There's a little bit of undulation in this green, but there's no shame to be playing your 3rd shot out of that greenside bunker on the right.
Good, clean contact and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up. Second shot now for Ricky Fowler. This won't hurt him, Frank.
Oh, just a little left of the flag. That's fine.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Now, as they say, 300-yard drive, one shot, miss a short one, also one shot.
Yeah, that's painful. Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony.
One thing Spieth has shown early in his career, he is rock solid on the par putts. Well, Frank, he'll drop at least one shot here. That was not his best effort.
No, poor is the easiest way to put that. He knows it.
Just a tap in to finish the hole. Solid par to remain 1 under. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. So with that, 3 over par now for the round. Frank, it's kind of fun to swing away on an elevated tee like this, the 5th here at Chambers Bay.
It looks straight away. It certainly does. And under 500 yards, so it gives you a chance, plus that elevation. You should be able to knock one down there. The whole pinch is in, though, with those bunkers left and right. And there's just one bunker in the front of this green. And that, as you can guess, should be avoided.
Be careful. They call this hole free fall. Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Frank, can one small tweak from an instructor lead to a big turnaround?
With the right player, yeah. You just want to hear the right message. It's like anyone in life. You just want to be pointed in the right direction.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Birdie try up next.
Ricky Fowler, a Gen X superstar, ready with his approach shot.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. And getting ready for the putt. Can't make it, Frank, if you don't hit it.
Hubert Green once said, 99% of putts left short don't go in. I don't know what happened to the other 1%, but...
Stays at 1 under with that par. Just a couple of feet. Those keep the round going, those par putts. Frank, now at the 6th, this appears to be a testing par 4 long one.
It is, but once again, a generous fairway. Just use those mounds down the left as an indicator on your line. Hole bends a little bit to the right. Good tee shot, though, and everything is in front of you.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Now the approach shot here at the 6th at Chambers Bay, and what's the key, Frank?
Well, I think it's a fun second shot, Rich. Too often people just look at the yardage and they blaze away, but really, if you wanted to play this hole as the Scots want to play the game, then when the pin's at the back, you'd hit a low running shot that bisects those two bunkers.
Good swing, good shot yet again. And it makes the green in regulation. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
This is just a superb performance. Great round to this point, Frank, and you can really see that reflected in his mood today.
Yeah, it just looks too easy. Swinging the club beautifully. Ball's going exactly where he wants it to. He's not trying to take too many risks. So consequently, he's getting birdie opportunity after birdie opportunity.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Almost. Wow. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Good score going. Now at 2 under par. Just for par. Good effort and good par putt. On the 7th tee now, it is over 500 yards from the back tee.
Yeah, this is called humpback, and you can see why there's all those mounds and undulations between you and the hole, plus all that amazing bunkering down the right side. All to be avoided, really. If you can do that, then you get a decent look at this green. But yeah, you've mentioned it, 500 plus yards. It's going to play longer than that uphill.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Frank, you've been around this game for a pretty long time. Are players, in fact, more athletic today than they were, say, 20, 25 years ago?
There's no question, Rich, they are. That we've borrowed from other sports. If you can't make the player better, you can make them more athletic. And in the end, you're still making the golfer better.
Frank, getting set for this approach shot, our featured golfer is a player, it's obvious, in full flight right now.
It is. This is where it doesn't matter what the sport is, and golf is a great example for it, though, where when you play your best, it's almost like you're just playing out of your subconscious. Everything happens, it just flows, and you don't really think about it.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
That's a head scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. Locked in on the read and the speed. That is a painful bogey at the 7th hole. Spieth now for bogey. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
This would give him the double. You're running a little hot right now. Cool down just a little bit. And with that, 1 under par. Now to the 8th and a long par 5, Frank.
Fortunately, there's no bunkers, just the dunes either side. The hole looks a little narrow off the tee, but get down there, you're going to realize that's a fairly generous fairway. There's a little bit of mounding in this green, too, that actually slopes it back towards the player. So use that to your advantage.
What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea.
Frank, this does not look like the same golfer we were watching earlier in the day.
It's hard to imagine what happened. This would be one player you'd want to interview at the end of the day and say, you know, where exactly was the turning point? Because it all went sour. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Frank, safe to say he is not having his best day out here today. What kind of advice do you give a player who's struggling?
Well, you just almost got to forget what's happened. I know that's easier said than done. Just start a clean slate. Just hit a good shot. Just find a fairway. Don't try and get too specific. There's enough out there. The greens are big enough. Just find a piece of green. Find a piece of fairway. Maybe knock a couple of putts in. And then let it add up in your direction.
And that one rolls just into the rough.
Now you have to decide whether or not that ball's going to fly or not.
Frank, the approach shot here at the 8th, and what's a player looking at?
Well, you've got no bunkers really to worry about, but obviously a lot of undulation. You can see there that if you use the contours, that ball's going to kick around a little bit. Relatively narrow, but this is not a problem. You can go in here low or high.
Oh, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Frank, out of the rough, best to swing a little bit easier or get after it with all you have.
Well, a little bit in between. Obviously, it's going to require a little bit of strength to make sure that club keeps going through, but it's still the planning of the shot. Once again, check short. Is there anything I have to carry? And even remember, there's always the option of just simply pitching the ball down the fairway and taking your medicine.
Well, this is going to be an interesting day. The wind is howling, or as they would say in Scotland, just a wee breeze. Frank, you're in the business of analyzing golf shots.
I don't want to see that one again.
Slight miss, and he'll have to deal with some of the heavy grass. We are about 170 yards from the hole. Frank, that was a pretty tough lie out of the rough there.
Yeah, it made that actually a little easier than what it really is. It would have been too easy to try and bite off more than you can chew. So I got to give him a pat on the back for that.
Back in the fairway. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
You want to know the difference between good scores and average scores? That.
Right there. Here's Jordan Spieth for eagle. is a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Well, Frank, it's our job to get excited.
You can't when you leave it short, though.
I'm sad.
He's making my job hard.
From about 8 feet. Tough break. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Well, double par here, time to pick up and move on. That's how you maintain momentum, to make those putts for par. Frank, the 9th hole, called Olympus. And that is very grand sounding, like something that...
You're talking Greek God here, aren't you? Come on, this golf course is for the mere mortals, Rich.
Frank, there's a real art to putting a good 72-hole score in the book, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. You know, you can have a flash of brilliance, make 5 or 6 birdies. It can be offset by doubles and quadruple bogeys. And in the end, it's the end. What did you do? The plus and the minuses. And that's why all our biggest championships have, and of recent, been stroke play.
Not a huge miss, Frank, but did lose this just a little to the right.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to catch a piece of the green, though.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Good-looking shot right here. This is a cross-country special. What a terrible putt right there. Frank, he'll have to take a full swing at this putt for birdie.
This is long, but every now and again, one of these finds the bottom of the cup and makes that magic sound.
Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
One thing Spieth has shown early in his career, he is rock solid on the par putts. Has his par.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Well, that's a bogey. Starting to go the wrong way now, Frank.
If you keep driving 100 miles an hour, accidents are going to happen.
Getting ready now to begin the back nine here at Chambers Bay. Rich Lerner for EA Sports with my partner Frank Nobilo. Frank, tell us about the 10th.
Well, Rich, this hole looks like it's stolen straight out of the Highlands in Scotland. It's called High Dunes, and you can see why big dunes on the left and right frame this hole beautifully.
Beautiful looking shot right here.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Come on, that's not even human. That's ridiculous. That is 350 plus yards.
Frank, this is an important approach shot because our featured player was really good early, a little bit shaky of late. This is a point in time where you need to get it back.
Yeah, you almost need to stop. Just stand still for a second. Almost just flush it out, because at the moment you're starting to look right and left at the trouble. Let's get back to what worked. Let's start looking where we want the ball to go, where the flag is, and start going there.
That will be a great look at birdie. All right, Frank, what's the best way to approach the 10th?
Well, this is probably the flattest green on the golf course, Rich, and really, if you miss this green, you've made a mistake. There's no two ways about it. It's probably the most predictable second shot you're going to have on the golf course.
Well, this would put a charge into the gallery. Birdie try for Ricky Fowler.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Not a gimme, but well within his range.
Just a fraction too aggressive. Remember, line and speed go together.
Sometimes you want that birdie so badly, and all of a sudden you're faced with a lot of work, more work than you had hoped for, just to make the par.
Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. This would be a good time to reverse the slide. 5 over. Getting set now over the putt. Well, too bad. He gives one back. Getting set to tee off at the